Hello, everybody. We are back once again for another episode of that Respect to Combat podcast, episode 252. How y'all doing today? As you can see, I am starting right off with everybody on screen, and that is because I am a lazy asshole today, and I'm tired. It's been a long week. So if you have any complaints, you could direct it to my head of HR over here, Don Ace. How are you doing, Don Ace?
Wow, you had to throw me under the bus. But yeah, it's been a crazy week
Yes,
for everybody in and out of the wrestling industry.
yes, yeah.
Which, surprise to mother, I can't even say it right. But sorry I'm late. I just don't give a fuck.
Oh boy, yeah. Now,
Conor McGregor is back tomorrow, so yeah.
yes, he is officially back in the octagon tomorrow. And Trico, how are you doing today?
Good, good.
Anything exciting going on in your life this week?
Nothing really.
Nothing.
No.
All right. Well, with that being said, let's hop into these mainstream highlights. And we do say rip to Scarlett Julian. Did I pronounce that correctly or no?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. If anyone's wondering who this is the little girl that many WWE wrestlers, especially the female wrestlers, have grown close with. She's a little 8-year-old girl. Unfortunately, she passed away on July 4th last weekend. There is a GoFundMe up currently. If anyone is wanting to donate in order for the family to be able to cover all the funeral costs, and they're about 75% to the goal already. So, to everyone that's already donated, you're all doing a wonderful job. Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah,
Uh,
even Tyrese Halliburton donated. And then obviously Charlotte, there are videos out of Charlotte and Ric Flair saying they would cover everything if they needed to.
exactly. So, it's it's honestly a great thing. It really is. Um, and I'm genuinely happy to see all of the positive feedback from everything that's been going on in such a sad time.
Yeah, and 8-year-olds should not have to go through a form of brain cancer.
Right.
And unfortunately, yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty shitty, unfortunately. Um, Now, moving on to our next topic, Jack Perry has officially re-signed to AEW. So that will answer anyone's wonderings on if he's going over to WWE. No, he is not. He is remaining with AEW. Speaking more on it,
which
go
I
ahead.
don't think he could.
No,
Which I don't.
no, definitely not. Now, speaking on AEW, a few announcements here. AEW did a collab slash Twitch pre-show with the AMP streamer House,
AMP,
with the AMP streamer House Agent. What? Who?
Age, Agent 00, and I know it's their whole house. They did a collab with because they're in Atlanta. And
Oh, okay,
AEW was in Florida,
gotcha,
and it was basically a pre-show on Twitch that they did
gotcha.
to hype up Beach Break, which, yeah, I feel like it was in response, even though they didn't intend on the history-making weeks that they had to counteract WWE, WWF, and WCW, but they kind of did, in a way, needed to do what they did.
Oh yeah. Now, to give you all a little bit of insight as to what we were talking about, so this past Monday night on Raw, right? All right, it's Vision versus the Street Profits for the World Tag Team titles. We all think that the Street Profits are going over and retaining. Wrong. Apparently, they're like, you know what? We did this shit with Judgment Day. Let's do it the same thing with the Vision, but this time we're going to use Maxine and Austin Theory. So Maxine comes in, hits not Montez Ford,
Angelo,
hits Angelo Dawkins in the dick. Austin Theory gets the cover, 1, 2, 3, and then she hops right into Austin Theory's arms, gets all smoochy, smooch. Sound familiar, right? Sound just a little bit
yeah,
familiar?
Yes, and she did interview with Complex later in the week, Maxine, and she even said, like, I'm done with Otis until it's valid too, because why would y'all just consider forgiving Chad?
Yeah.
And I'm sick and tired of Pierce not even listening to me, being a former women's intercontinental champion.
Exactly.
So, in a way, this is kind of justified on her end. It's just the timing is weird when you can't even book the actual Liv Dom in the ring in front of the live crowd. But we get this version with two people that nobody cared for, and the only reason they're there is because of Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman.
Yep. Completely agree. I completely 100% agree.
Thoughts on the opening of Raw that pissed me off to the point where I logged out, Trico?
I don't know where they're going with that.
I don't think anybody fucking does. Honestly, it looks like the next thing we're going to hear is the dun 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 dun. If you know what I'm saying.
I don't even want to hear it.
3 wrestlers, 1 twink. All right, so.
I don't want to hear it.
Then in the main event, CM Punk got taken out by Gunther. So
Wrong.
What the?
What do you mean?
You said CM Punk. You meant Cody.
Not CM Punk. Cody got taken out by Gunther. And that led to a CM Punk return in Chicago. And they decided, you know what? Why not try to go for the cheap pop? Even though it's only for like 5 minutes. And they put the WWE title on CM Punk.
In their mind, okay, so I was reading up on this. It apparently was in the works for a while because Universal wants Punk. NBC Universal wants Punk on SmackDown.
Okay.
So WWE and creative and everything, you know where that goes.
Right.
Shoot, SmackDown definitely needs the help. But the problem that we have after CM Punk won the WWE title is the internet bombs talking about, oh, CM Punk is now CMM Hogan. He is now The Rock. He has become the person that you don't want to be. I'm like, no. You do not understand what CM Punk actually said in 2020 through 2013 when he was feuding with The Rock. Okay, that is false.
And legit, it's creative and it's so much behind the scenes stuff that people don't understand. So where it's just like, why?
Here, hold on.
And
I'll just play this one video, and this video will pretty much sum up everything that my thoughts are in regards to this.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
I thought you were going to play the Sami Zayn one. Sammy's comments after he lost.
Oh, no. Like, I literally just feel like they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Because they don't.
It's been like that, honestly, since Mania. Like, everybody says, like, the post-Mania lull period. It's been like that for years. And now, with how they've booked both Women's World Championship pictures to the point where I say AEW's got a better women's division, probably the best of the big three. Yeah, it's like, obviously, we're going to have post-Mania lull because of that. And then, who's now fighting Punk at the end of the month?
Right.
But you know what? I got an idea. I know this might be a long shot. And I know they probably lean towards Punk and Cody, but let's throw Sami in there. Let's throw Gunther in there. And also, let's throw in a returning Randy Orton and make it a fatal 5-way.
Okay, that would be the fan perception. But obviously and I've been reading up on some reports too, that some higher-ups in WWE are like, Sami Zayn, you're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. That's the perception I've been reading on, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah, well, the higher ups in WWE can suck my dick.
Fair.
It's like we know that Sammy was not gonna hold that title for long. We all know that. But
I thought he was gonna make it to Minneapolis.
yeah, but you have an interesting story here that makes sense for the match that I just said. Like, what is you expect Gunther to fight Nick Aldis? Like, really?
Actually, yes, that was exactly what we were expecting.
Yeah.
And that's also what we were kind of hoping for.
Here's the thing. Nick's already back, like, on probation, but he's back in kayfabe on camera. So, yeah, they're obviously going to build to it if they bring Gunther back on camera.
Like, that's the thing. Like, this man was supposed to be an automatic leave. Like, Pierce was supposed to do his job of finding a replacement, but they had to bring Nick back and say, "Oh, I got a replacement. You suck. You suck."
Yeah. And that replacement just so happened to be the one we all expected the second they said, oh, it's in Chicago. Which, we talked about this, I think either in chat, in our private chat or on stream, but the Chicago wrestling market has been tapped out. And it's simply because of AEW and WWE. I forget what event I saw that was going to Chicago, but all I know is the wrestling market there is tapped out to where it doesn't feel right to have a lot of events back to back to back because you're going to burn out the crowd. And I think WWE knows that, and that's why they keep having Punk in that position when they go to Chicago. Punk or AJ in that position when they go to Chicago. That, oh no, his internet again. But the other half of that was we got a Wednesday night and the triple header of title changes, double header of title changes, a return, and all-in confirmation. Kyle Fletcher got hot potatoed into becoming the AEW International Champion. So Don Callis family got that back, and Takeshita was a transitional. Willow is now the number one contender for the AEW Women's World Championship after her return at the end of the night, just to get jumped by Mercedes and the Dominion. And Kenny Omega is the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, and that match with Ospreay is made official. Thoughts on all of that, Trico?
Well,
from Wednesday.
Before we get to All In, we got one stop in Montreal for Redemption. And
AEW confirmed, AEW and Will confirmed that that's the match. They're not even going to make a match for Redemption. They're just going to announce the match.
And also, speaking of Redemption, when you mentioned for the women, even though Tekla has been doing great work as the women's champion, but I think they might put it on Willow Nightingale, and then Mercedes is going to beat Willow at All In.
So they're going to hot potato the women's title.
Yeah, because I don't know if they're going to do heel versus heel at All In.
Well, that's the interesting thing that confuses me because, like, they jumped. The Dominion and Mercedes took out the Triangle and Willow. Obviously, Harley and Stat are dealing with Sheeta right now. So Willow's on her own, and they very well could do something, a trios feud or trios match for all the women's gold at All In. Because Mercedes is there. You just have to get the AEW Women's World title there with Willow or Tekla. And since they jumped the sisters, you can easily get Sky and Julia versus the Dominion. But how do you get that? And a lot more women on the card, you make the trios match. So I'm not going to say it's cut and dry, but I could see them going with the plan C, which there were reports out that said Tony Storm was the original winner of the Owen until she got hurt, and then Willow was supposed to be the backup winner until she had her 1 or 2 month long injury, which that put the TBS title in a weird spot. But you would have had to beat Willow at some point to get the TBS title off her, unless they wanted to go with somebody holding all the gold, and that being Willow for the first time in AEW history, all the gold simultaneously.
And then Kyle Fletcher becoming the new international champion. So
Hot potato.
So the Dogcast fame, they got the TNT championship, they got the international title, and they got the national championship. But
which freaking Darby, I believe. It's Darby, right? Going after
Darby
Mark Davis.
Darby's going after the Kevin Knight at the TNT championship.
But I'm saying who's got David? Oh, Andrade. Andrade's got Davis.
Which is dumb. Why they made book him to go after that championship when he could have gone for the international title with Kyle Fletcher? That could have been a better match.
I do agree with that, but the match they want to do for that title is Takeshita Fletcher or Takeshita Okada.
That brings up my boy to Kadesha. Are we going to do a rematch of Redemption?
Oh, Lord. It's so stupid what the heck we are doing right there. It's so dumb. Like, is Redemption just going to feel that lull period for AEW to where we already know what the all-in matches are going to be, but it's not confirmed. Like, until they make it official, it's just like, okay, everything's gonna be predictable, and AEW's in that spot right now. Because you really think Kofi and Christian, let alone they're going to Montreal, are dropping the tag titles before Wembley? Hell no.
Sorry about that. Was having some bad technical issues on my end. Where are we at now?
Talking about everything AEW with the title changes from Wednesday.
Yes. So literally the only one that I was actually happy about was Kenny going over for the world title. That I've been wanting to see, and I swear to God, if he was to lose and then he was never able to challenge for it again, like, I would be so pissed. Because it's like, no, we're not doing the same thing with him that we did with Cody again, because that was just stupid. And
Cody and Hangman, because Hangman got hit with the same stipulation very recently.
Yeah, that's true. Wondering where the fuck he is. And
yeah, everybody thought he was going to pop up Wednesday.
It just, I don't know. So I was very happy with the fact that Kenny was able to go over for the world title. That did make me happy. Kyle Fletcher, though, that felt weird.
Yeah, we talked about that, and honestly, hot potato with that. And then the one point that we were just getting at right before you hopped back in was everything now, and with what's going on with Redemption, feels predictable, almost as post-Rumble going into Mania when WWE has everything kind of locked.
Right.
They locked in plan, it's just not locked on screen.
Right. No, I completely get what you're saying. Now, the fella and Mike Santana are both officially free agents. The fella being Sheamus, he is officially a free agent from WWE. And Mike Santana is officially a free agent now from TNA. Questions are looming as to where either one of them will end up popping up. Trico, where do you think either one of them could pop up?
I would say we're close to redemption, so that could be a possibility. I don't know what other special shows we have going into redemption, so it's got to be redemption.
Sheamus isn't cleared. I don't know if he's still cleared from that workout injury he suffered.
But let me go on my little rant here on with WWE. Like,
Oh boy.
you freaking creative. You had one of the most loyalist wrestlers on the company that has won a WWE championship in his first year. His first year. And what else? What else he done in his first year? He won King of the Ring in his first year. This man, out of Edge, I think, and Brock Lesnar, and what? I think that's the only one. I don't know if I'm missing something. That's one King of the Ring, Money in the Bank, and Royal Rumble. This man has done everything. He had one more thing to do.
I was about to say.
And win the IC title. You guys had so many chances. So many chances. You could have had this man beat wait, I think it was too soon for him to beat Gunther and Kaiser the Castle because they was building it out. But you could have had this man beat Gunther at WrestleMania 40. You could have had so many times till this man finish his story. Like, what is going on here? But now, I see AEW might have the opportunity to get Sheamus, and then we might have a reunion of the Bar, which I think is one of the coolest tag teams back then. What we had in WWE, so that could be a possibility. But WWE, you fucked up.
I'm not gonna say I don't want that because I don't want him as a Death Rider. Think about it. My issue with that is their story is so inconsistent on a singular episode of Dynamite. And now with their alliance with the Dogs, I really don't want Sheamus in there because you have the same issue with the Don Callis family you're starting to have with the Death Riders.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with less people.
Right.
And like I said, with his workout injury, I don't know how severe it was. But yeah, it was a head injury, so he's going to have to take some time off just from that anyway.
Right. I get what you're saying. I do.
And then Mike Santana, there's not many options for him because I doubt he would go back to AEW just willy-nilly.
Yeah, no, I don't see him. I don't see him going back to AEW anytime soon.
Yeah, it'd be the Indies or press his luck with WWE.
Yes. Now, Magic Jake Dumas is set to return to NWA tomorrow as he will be taking on Chico Adams in singles action on NWA Power at 4 p.m. Eastern on Comet TV. And it's been a while since we've seen Magic Jake in a ring, so I'm very intrigued to see how he does, how much he's improved, the whole nine. What else we got here? Nixon Newell and Miranda Lee's got engaged. All right, whoop-de-doo. Gabe Kidd is the new IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about how he won this real quick. Oh, boy. If that was acting, give that man a fucking Oscar. I swear to God, if that was acting, give that man a goddamn Oscar because
Are we giving the Oscar to Kid or Tanahashi?
both of them. Because Tanahashi had to get spat on. Like if Tanahashi actually gave that man permission to spit in his face, like bruh, like that looked diabolical. Like he legitimately made Umino his bitch.
And to think he was once Mox's protege.
Yeah, and I could already tell how they're going with this whole storyline. They're going to be basically trying to say that Gabe is his new protege, and new versus old. And I like the way it's going. I do, but just the way he went about that. Oh my God, that was just ruthless.
Next level insanity. And it has to end with Shooter finally beating Mox. I know people are like indifferent on Shota Umino just because he's Red Shoe's son and how he got brought into New Japan.
Right.
And essentially the top corner at the time became his mentor, so he got all this extra TV time. But now Shooter's evolved through the system, and Mox is essentially leading the enemy, in a sense, just trying to take the company over. Not
Right.
on technical level, death to stardom, but yeah, they're trying to rip it apart, and Shooter's trying to save and preserve what's left of New Japan.
Right.
So I
get exactly what you're saying. I do. Now
I could see it being for the global title, Mox versus Shooter
yeah,
next year at the Tokyo Dome.
that could happen. Yes. Now, Jake the Snake Roberts, he did announce this past week on a podcast that he is no longer with AEW. He didn't have anything negative to say. He thanked them, saying it was like a breath of fresh air working for AEW. So, like I said, nothing negative. Ring of Honor did announce also this week that Death Before Dishonor will be held on August 22nd at the 2300 Arena. This is their second year in a row returning to the 2300 Arena for Death.
Yeah, second year in a row for Death Before Dishonor at the 2300.
Yeah.
Eric.
And I was going to say, it's also on the same day when NWA will be in Tampa for a double TV taping of NWA Power. You should go buy tickets for that right now at NWALiveEvents.com. But also, let's go through the rest of this right here. Mandy Rose and Tino Sabatelli are expecting their first child. So does this mean she actually can't do OnlyFans anymore? Does this mean no more Fansly or Patreon or any of the other platforms she's been on?
Stop.
I mean, I don't know. I know there is a fan base for pregnant women. I know there's a lot of weirdos out there. I ain't gonna.
Here's the thing: she's made so much money from what she's done up to this point, to where she could chill for the next year,
right,
and not have to worry about it, like how much she's making.
Okay.
But unfortunately, with NXT and the difference between main roster and NXT pay is why so many women have turned to OnlyFans after getting released from WWE and making a lot more money. Elena Black, Mercy, I know Ash by Elegance did it. The Inspiration kind of did it with their fan site. Obviously, Mandy was kind of the first one. And I hate to say it, but it's like the pay rate. That's one thing, like, with these televised companies have to think about, is how much are you paying and what are you paying them for when it comes to them having to pay for their own hotel, pay for their own travel, pay for their own food. You take all that out from 100,000, you're really only making like what minimum age ends meet to put your body on the line.
Right.
So, do I think is it my cup of tea? No. Do I understand it? And using what you got to make that money, yeah, it's fine. As long as you're not like going into the corn hub, then it's all good.
One of these days, I need to download that fucking audio file and put it on here so we can play it. But
Oh no, it's nothing that's gonna get us banned, is it?
no. Now, Xena, Daga's girlfriend and protege of Mina Shirakawa, finished her 3-year run in Stardom. Now, do you think she's going to end up in AAA or NXT with a new name?
Either way, she's definitely getting a new name if she goes into the WWE system, because obviously that is going to be a legal battle if she tries to go and keep Xena.
Uh-huh.
But going with Daga or Mina, with the way they book Mina, I think they go with Daga. She goes with Daga. And on top of that, Pearl Mall in AAA, which is looking like a pretty... Depends on how they book them in matches, which NXT and SmackDown, I'm just like, why do you not portray all your talent consistently across the same company? But
Well, it's because, I mean, I could actually explain this. It's because pretty much they see each company as their own little world, if that makes sense. So,
each brand, you mean?
yeah, they see each brand as like its own little world, right? So they feel like a character that you play in AAA isn't necessarily a character that you have to play in NXT or on Raw or on SmackDown. That's kind of why that's why you saw for the longest time that we got Natty Neidhart on AAA, but we got Natalya on Raw. Thankfully now we're getting Natty Neidhart on both because that's how it fucking should have been from the beginning. Because that shit's good shit.
Yeah, and it's at least with NXT referencing Pearl Mall, and with Carmen aligned with Natty, even though she's kind of like the focal point of that faction, of a new faction, it's just like, huh?
Yeah, like Petrovic went from doing nothing to doing a lot.
Yeah, just randomly.
Yeah, I mean, good
even
for
though
her.
She's kind of one of Natty's like stooges.
Right. I mean, good for her though, because I was gonna say she's taking the ball and running with it, so at least she's keeping busy.
Yeah, keeping busy, and right now it's like she's in a storyline with Jada. She's a focal point of AAA right now when they just acquired Damian Priest for a run. And even though they have Ray, you can always hit the Judgment Day button on AAA.
Yeah.
Until Dom drops the belt.
Right. Now, Jalen Bronson was slated for a role next weekend at Saturday night's main event, but unfortunately, due to a wrist injury, that will no longer be happening. How did the wrist injury happen?
NBA Finals, and he just had surgery on it.
Oh, I was going to say, did he jerk off too much?
No, he got injured during the NBA Finals and played on a jacked up wrist. And so he had surgery on his wrist after the finals.
Gotcha. Okay, well, hopefully speedy recovery on that.
Yeah, so they're going to try and have some collab with the Knicks, which was obvious with Danhausen being everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Judgment Day have his jersey, just because the Knicks jersey.
Oh, I got an idea. So, in the Danhausen JD match, so let's say Jaylene is in the front row. We made this a no DQ match. Somehow
you can't get physically involved.
Hold on, hear him out.
This is my booking, okay? Since WWE don't know how to be creative, so we go with the no DQ match. let's say Dominic and JD are jumping on Danhausen. Everybody think it's gonna be Zack Ryder. No. We get Jalen to come out, and then Jalen, he throws a basketball over Dominic and then hits the clothesline, and then with JD on top of the ropes, you have Danhausen do his little spark, and then whatever finisher Danhausen has, and then that's how he wins.
Like I said, he can't get physically involved right now. With him coming off wrist surgery,
My money.
you're just saying that because it's involving Danhausen.
Very
But
nice.
my issue, like I said, he can't get physically involved in anything involving his wrist after he had surgery on it from the finals. Yeah, that's like, yes, Logan, like slipping and blur out Snugs is how Logan got involved. So I don't know if they used Cat, Carl Anthony Towns, and a couple other Knicks players, but I know Jalen was the one that they've used in the past because of his fandom for WWE. So they may have to use a couple other Knicks starters, but I do see a cameo to get Danhausen the custom jersey back. But it would have to be against the entire Judgment Day because now it's so weird because both the women's championship pictures on Raw have Danhausen influence over them because Liv got cursed going into her match with Io, and now she's in a continuous beef with her going into SummerSlam. Raquel stole the jersey going into her match with Soul. And yeah, so I could see a situation where the entire Judgment Day show up, but does that mean all the Knicks dancers and the rest of the Knicks starting five jump the Judgment Day in New York?
Maybe.
Which, in turn, yes, that's a big spot for the Judgment Day. But where does that leave them perception-wise when, I don't know, you're including the Women's World Champion?
Right. No, I get what you're saying. I do. Now, the new season of Dark Side of the Ring has officially begun with the Battle of TNA. It is currently being streamed on Vice, I believe. And if you do not have Vice, it is also available on YouTube. I have already searched.
Yeah. And it's the TNA origin story with Jarrett talking about the Asylum days. Really, not only the Asylum days, but also part of it, like how he left WWE and Owen Hart's passing was the first episode.
Right.
So, yeah, if you want to hear from that POV the stories from backstage of that night from Over the Edge 98, which that choked me up a little bit, go ahead and watch those episodes, especially from episode 1. It is heart-wrenching.
I can't disagree. I cannot disagree whatsoever with that statement.
Because Jarrett still has survivor skill from that night.
Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. And to wrap things up for our mainstream highlights, WWE is selling Crown Jewel Championship replica belts for...
Yes.
I'm sorry, how much?
Yes.
$2,000?
$2,000.
$2,000?
Yes.
That's fucking rent, my guy.
In what city?
Redneck Hickville of Florida?
I was going to say LA, but That works too.
I mean, dude, even a fucking trailer is like $2,000 nowadays. It's bad out there.
But yeah, they are selling that replica of all things for $2,000 on WWE Shop.
Dear God. What do they think we are? What do they think? We're all made of fucking money? Wait, it's WWE. That's actually exactly what they think.
No, that's TKO.
Fucking.
Oh wait,
TKO.
I am not trying to get in bed with Disney for definition of character.
God damn it, Donays. Well, now hopping into the Indieverse. This will be a pretty quick episode, guys. Blah, 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 blah. Trevor Lee won. Who the fuck is Trevor Lee won? You need to stop doing voice to text. Trevor Lee won the MLW Southern Championship. This is his first title he has won since leaving WWE. Big congratulations to him. And also, while Bishop Dyer is currently dealing with contract dispute with MLW, Dijak's new partner and one half of the MLW Tag Team Champions, the Skyscrapers, JCW World Heavyweight Champion, Joshua Bishop. Congratulations to him as well. For the first time since leaving the WWE ID program and pregnancy, Kylie Ray has been scheduled her return on November 22nd with PJW, Pro Wrestling Junkies. Yeah, it's PWJ, not PJW. Now,
Okay.
also, Avery Styles will be debuting for Game Changer Wrestling on July 31st and August 1st. This is very exciting news. Avery Styles is the son of one AJ Styles. The first match he had was honestly a really good one, so I'm excited to see how his wrestling career starts to blossom. I very much am.
My only thing is, now that he had that first one, which was a great moment,
Mhm.
can he differentiate himself? Which I know Stephen Bourne is doing it and has done it, but can he differentiate himself from AJ?
I think he can. I genuinely think he can.
Yeah. That's the one thing with, especially second, third generation stars right now. And it was the same back then, but it's really more prevalent now. Can you differentiate yourself from your legendary parents?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've all seen, Simone, that what happens when you can't.
Right. So, I mean, that's really my only concern is that I do hope he's able to differentiate himself from his dad, but I don't think he'll have that problem though.
Yeah. I don't like he has a lot of potential. Now it's just with a company like GCW and AJ were doing just recruitment for WWE. He just has to differentiate himself from the really TNA AJ, because that's the vibe I get from him.
Yeah.
TNA AJ.
Yeah, let's just pray to fucking God that, what was I gonna say? Let's just pray to fucking God that Joey Janela isn't in charge of booking his match.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to recreate the Brody Lee Jr. match, are we?
I fucking hope not.
Oh, God.
If they do, God damn it, Joey.
Yeah. Love you, Joey Janela, but no. That barely worked.
I'm sorry, but
because of Amanda.
Bro, I'm sorry, but even watching that match like this weekend with fucking or last weekend, the match that he had with freaking what was it? The North Korean assassin in their backyard wrestling show. That shit was painful to watch.
Oh.
Like,
yeah.
Dude shouldn't have even been in the ring to begin with, first off. And like there was just so many spots in that match that were not comfortable to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, you are right.
Like,
I don't even want to ask you to send me the link, but
you don't.
I kind of want to.
I will save you the trouble of watching that horrid piece of shit and I will just be like, no, I will not, because it was painful for me to watch. So if it was painful for me to watch, then it's going to be probably pretty painful for you to watch.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That is all I need to know. Thank you.
Yep. So, with all that being said, boys, anything you want to plug?
Well, we got a big returning guest and more coming on at 6 o'clock tonight.
Yes, we do.
And Eric's probably going to get bullied, which is always a fun sign.
Yeah, but I get to bully him back, so it's fine. Go ahead.
I mean, he might get double teamed by you and his wife, so yeah.
Probably. Trico, what you got?
Let's go Argentina.
Are you saying that just because we have no host city involved now? Host country, excuse me.
Well, USA got booted out because our dumbass president.
No, we're not even going to entertain that. Well, okay.
They lost to Belgium. The Belgians probably got them drunk.
Bro, they got bodied by Belgium.
Yeah. Now, if you haven't already, make sure that you're subscribed to NationalWrestlingAlliance.com to keep up with all the latest news and keep up with all the new episodes of NWA Power coming up on Comet every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. New episode coming in tomorrow on Comet. Make sure you tune in, and there will also be a replay at midnight for all you little late whippersnappers. Make sure you also check out NWAmerch.shop. Go buy a hat, buy a shirt, there's going to be a new lunchbox on there soon. Made by yours truly. Yes, I made the lunchbox. I actually really like how it came out. It actually looks pretty dope.
Then that means don't get it because it's probably going to creep your shits out.
No, it's not creepy. You know what? Now
it was made.
You know what? Now I'm
the design was made by you.
You know what? Now I'm going to tell Pretty Boy that you said he looks creepy because he's on the design.
Okay. Fair.
Oh
okay,
yeah.
fair.
Oh. So I mentioned Pretty Boy, and now you're all like, oh, never mind.
Okay. I said that because the design was made by you.
Man. Anyway,
make sure to get me in trouble. No.
Make sure if you haven't already, go over to NWALiveEvents.com. Buy your tickets for NWA 78. They're coming close to selling out. Also, buy your tickets for the double TV taping coming up next month in Tampa for NWA Power. Both are available currently at NWALiveEvents.com. And yeah, with all that being said, we will be back later on tonight to interview Wilson Dyer and his lady friend, JC Black. And it's going to be fun. So make sure you tune in. Later, y'all.
Later.